So kindly introduce yourself and tell us more about ATB Global Mobility and to our listeners here.
So my name is Heather Bain, and I am the owner and managing director of ATB Global Mobility. And we are a licensed marketing agent for the Citizenship by Investment program in Grenada, and also for the other regions in the Caribbean, which is Antigua, St. Kitts, Dominica, and St. Lucia.
Tell us more about citizenship by investment. A lot of people would want to know what it is, what it means, and what it does for people who are interested.
It's a very big program that allows a lot of high net worth people to invest in a second citizenship for various reasons.
Right.
Well, the common reason I would say is for better global access, which means that they can travel more freely without needing to apply for visas. So this is popular among a lot of the business community that need to get visas if they have to go to the UK, to the EU, China. So they would, based on their own nationality, it might be difficult for them to get it. We have found that there's a huge market, particularly in the African region, that a lot of these high net worth individuals and families will apply for it. Another reason that people do opt for this investment is to be able to have a plan B for their family. So the way that the world is going right now, sometimes one citizenship restricts you and your family in terms of where you can go, and this offers you a chance in case something is happening that you need to be able to leave. I think another reason too is for security reasons. Like I myself have dual citizenship, Canada and Grenada, and depending on where I'm traveling in the world, sometimes going in as a Canadian might not necessarily be advisable because of the relation. So going in as a Grenadian does not put a target on me, and nobody really cares to how much where I'm from at that point.
One would wonder why a Ghanaian entrepreneur here or professional would want to consider a second citizenship.
So entrepreneurs in Ghana would find that it's useful to be able to travel without needing to get the visas to go to the UK, to the EU. They don't have to wait if they have to get over there for important business. Then it's easy to do it this way on a Grenada passport or any of the other islands that offer the program. Another reason I think too would be for being able to have bank accounts outside of Ghana. So they can open bank accounts in Grenada and be able to hold money over there. And so that can also be interesting for them. They're not taxed on their worldwide income. So anything that is earned outside of Grenada will not be taxed by any of the Caribbean islands.
Tell us what countries are currently available through your CBI offerings, and also what are the main benefits of each countries that you can mention.
Okay. Islands that are in this program would be Grenada, as we just said, Antigua, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, and Dominica. And I think having worked with each of the programs extensively, I think the benefits vary depending on the family itself and what they're looking for. And so at ATB, because we do have the experience and the knowledge, we're able to guide the families in terms of which one we think is best suited for their particular needs. But generally, it will be because of the visa, being able to have better access to travel to various countries without the visas. I think that's the main reason. And there are little nuances, if they have a bigger family, for instance, like a family of 6 or more, they might find that Antigua might be a better country to invest in because they have an option for larger families. So it's just knowing the intricacies of the families, which is what will direct us to where we point them to.
That's impressive. But I mean, what are the basic investment options? Are we talking about real estate, government? What are the options available?
Generally, it's 2 different options. One will be a donation into the government fund. Different islands will call them something different, but it is usually into a government fund where they can use the government will then use the funds to help develop infrastructure or other capital expenditure projects. So that does not have any returns. I mean, in exchange, they receive the citizenship, which is, of course, to me, invaluable. So that's the investment. The second option would be real estate, an approved real estate project. And that is like, for instance, in Grenada, that would be usually geared around tourism. So it's a tourism-based project. that helps our country then develop the hotel plant which we need. Some of the other islands may also offer like real estate in a different way. Like if you spend a certain amount of money, over a certain amount of money, then you can also buy a property with it. And again, that goes to us as at ATB understanding what they're looking for to be able to decide or help them, guide them into what's the best investment for them.
For individuals who are interested, I mean, how long, you want to know how long the process will take typically, so is this something that families can also benefit?
Yes. So the process varies between island to island. I will say Grenada is between 4 to 5 months. Once all the documentation is correct and there are no in due diligence, nothing is really picked up that we have to revert. So you're looking at about a 4-month period. Some of the islands could be as much as 8 months. Again, it just depends on what they find in the due diligence. The process involves collecting all the documents, and then we have the experience to be able to work with the families to determine what they need to provide and in what format. And so then we submit it into the government for review. There is an interview process. So this takes place virtually. And everybody over 16 will then have to do this. It's a fairly simple process, but it's to ensure that we conduct high-level due diligence to make sure that the people coming into this program are in fact, good, solid people. We need to make sure we're protecting the integrity of the program for everybody. So we can include other family members. So let's say it could be a main applicant and their spouse. It could be their dependent parents and grandparents. They can include their children. Most of the programs, the children can be up to 30 years of age once they're dependent. Some of them will also allow siblings. So if the main applicant or spouse have an unmarried sibling with no children, they can be included as well. It's pretty inclusive.
So what criteria do you look out for when someone is interested in this program? What criteria do you look out for? What do you intend to find out from the person before granting such programs?
So mainly we have to make sure that they do have a clean background. We check their police records of where they've lived, for where they were born, where they've lived for the last 10 years. And so it's really being clean. It's understanding their source of funds. We have to be able to trace where their source of funds is coming. The money has to be visible or at least available. So we have to be able to see where it is in the account. And that's why I'm saying it's high net worths. We want to make sure that people can afford to fund their investment.
Let's talk about peace of mind. I mean, how does ATB Global Mobility ensure that transparency and also trust as well as legitimacy is actually seen in the process to make sure that investors are confident in your program?
Yes. So trust is a really big factor. And in fact, I've noticed that being here on the ground in Ghana, it matters a lot for people to know who they're working with and feel that comfort and the confidence that we know what we're doing and we're giving the right advice and that they can trust us. And I think understanding the agent, I personally do like to get to know my clients when I'm working with them, spending that bit of time to let them feel comfortable with me, to understand that I am based on the ground. So I care about the program and I want to make sure that we are bringing the right people into the program so that the program will last. That's trust, and it's something I guess they have to feel. Of course, we're always verifiable. We're on the government website. So if they need to see a copy of my license, then that is available. In terms of transparency, it's important. I work with them. It's very hands-on. It's very boutique. We're not trying to get every single person. It's more about quality than quantity.
Exactly.
And in doing that, I work personally with them. I think I'm always honest with what we are telling them because I want to make sure that they have every chance for success. And I also want to make sure that they really understand everything that they're getting into. So transparency, I guess once you have the level of trust and comfort, then you will start to realize that the transparency is there. The important thing to note is that the Caribbean islands are all pegged to the US dollar. So it is fixed. And this is a really good thing because then when you're investing, you don't have to worry about fluctuating currencies. And we think for business people, this is something that's very valuable. I'm actually very privileged to have been able to visit Ghana. I love being here. I didn't know that I would like it. It feels like home to me. And the reason is because the people here are so similar to the people in Grenada.
Oh, really?
Yes, they are.
That's
In fact, I
interesting.
can look around sometimes and some of the people I see, I'm like, oh wait, that looks like somebody else. But having said that, I think it's really good for the Caribbean countries to draw a stronger connection to Africa, to Ghana, because we are a lot more alike than we think. And I think, there's no one more deserving to hold a second citizenship than people that are like us, which is huge.
That makes it easy. So how can one reach you?
They can just go on the website. So it's atbgm.com. And everything is there. Our email, our contact details are there.
Right.
So it's very easy to reach out to us. And we're always ready to answer questions and hopefully get them in the program.
All right. So tell us the difference between residency and then citizenship program visa.
So the Caribbean programs are citizenship programs, which means that you then end up having citizenship for life. And their passport can be renewed every 5 or 10 years, depending on the island. And you're now treated as a real citizen of that country. Residency programs are a little bit different. And yes, some people choose between whether they want citizenship or they want residency. But residency, in terms of trying to get bank accounts and stuff, it doesn't really work as easily or as well as if you really are a citizen of the country. Also, the residency programs I find are a little bit more expensive, and it's always fluctuating depending, on what's happening in the world. So I feel like the citizenship programs are probably a more sound investment for a discerning business person.
Well, we'll be wrapping up, but kindly share us with us success stories for those who are interested but still want to have a clearer picture of how this thing works. I mean, tell us success stories of those who have actually gone into the program and getting or acquiring a second citizenship and how that's benefited them.
Well, I would like to say that probably most people that have gotten this citizenship are all success stories.
Right.
I mean, many of my clients, I have had the fortune to be able to meet them because some of them will come to visit the island. They travel quite well. Like every now and again, we check in with them to see how is it working for them. And they're very happy that when they're traveling, it's easy. It's money well spent and they're able to get what they want. Some are actually looking to open businesses or further invest in the Caribbean islands, which is great for us. We encourage that because it shouldn't just stop at getting second citizenship. Right now you have a second home, so it's good to invest where you are also a citizen. So we welcome the expertise, the knowledge, the investments that all of these people can bring to us. So I think success for different people is different, but ultimately everybody is happy that they have gotten this.
Right.
And at the end of the day, if they don't have to use it if they don't want to.
Well, it's quite an interesting one for you to say that. I mean, there's been a lot of achievements chalked by persons who have, gone into the program, acquiring second citizenship. But for those who are interested, I mean, what is the first step they should also take? And also for the purposes of those out there who are interested to, get in touch with your outfit, how can they get information on ATB and all that?
So the first step would really be to have a conversation. Like generally, I really do like to get to know my clients. I also have to feel comfort with working with people. So it probably starts with just a conversation. It's easy to have a WhatsApp or a Zoom call just to get to know each other.
Right.
Just, ask all the questions that they may have so that we can put any fears or any, questions like aside for them, answer everything. And then once they are satisfied, they choose between the two options, whether they want to do a donation or if they want to get a real estate development project, then we can figure that out. Once they've done that, then we onboard them. That means that they agree now that they're going to work with us.
Right.
And we then start to build the file, which means collecting all the documents together. We try to support them as much as they can. And once all the documents are collected, it then gets submitted. At that point, there is a payment that's made to the government for review, like for the due diligence, for the processing, those fees get paid. And then it goes through the whole process. And due diligence, like I said, then there's an interview process that happens. And then after it's reviewed by the committee, the various committees will review it. And once they agree that, okay, yes, this person is somebody that we want to carry our citizenship, then they will approve it. Once they approve it, that's when they pay the investment amount. So they don't pay the investment until they've actually been approved. Once they're approved, then we prepare their certificate, and then they get their passport, and then they're welcome to our community.
Simple.
It's very simple. For people that are also curious, like I get asked often, do they have to come visit the island in order to be able to get the citizenship, right? And the answer to that is, at the moment, no. They are able to we can do everything online. They can submit all their documents to us online. There is only one country, which is Antigua, that does have a little residency requirement. So once a passport is issued to them, then within the 5 years of holding the passport, the first 5 years, they will visit Antigua for 7 nights, which is good because then they get to see the country. And so far, everybody that has visited, they're very, very happy that they went and they go back.